Hey everybody, welcome to my 10 spoiler-free Starfield tips for beginners that I wish I knew before I started playing. We've got some absolutely game-changing tips and tricks that you might not know about that will help boost your XP gains, carry more loot, and even find secret missions and areas. I won't be talking about any plot missions or even side missions in this video, so don't worry, you are completely safe. Number 1. So it's no secret that you can get up and walk around freely in your ship when you land or when you first go into it from a spaceport. But what the game doesn't make especially obvious is that you can use the exact same button, which is holding down B for Xbox, to get out of the pilot seat and walk around your ship when you're flying in space. So if you're up in orbit and you want to hop up and chat with your companion, do some research, or maybe just have a sleep, then this little trick will help you out a lot. Number 2. You can actually mine faster when using the cutting tool by holding down your aiming button. This is left trigger on the Xbox or the right mouse button by default on PC. When you do this, you can see the little lines within the aiming reticle in the middle of the screen slowly move towards the center as the cutter powers up, and this will then mine stuff much more quickly. Number 3. Whilst we're on the subject of the cutter, there are actually some walls and doors in the game that can be broken open by using it. Some of these are somewhat obvious, but others are more sneakily hidden away. Through these doors, you can find new routes through maps and even some pretty tasty hidden loot. Number 4. The value shown on items when you look at them on the ground is not what they will sell for. This might sound obvious, but when I first started playing, seeing junk items laying everywhere worth several hundred credits sounded like a great way of making money. But in reality, when you actually go and sell these to a vendor, they will sell for far less than that base value amount. Try your best to forego picking up all the junk you see and prioritize the higher value loot and useful crafting resources. Don't forget you can store stuff in your companion's inventory if you get full up, and also in your ship inventory. Number 5. As well as using your ship's cargo hold to store things, you also have a small storage box located just behind the captain's chair, which can carry a few extra items on top of your usual cargo capacity. When you add new modules to your ship, these can also add other internal storage boxes and lockers, and you can of course just add a whole new cargo hold modules to your ship to greatly increase its cargo space. I'll be covering how to cheaply and easily upgrade your ship's cargo space very early on in the game in a video later this week, so make sure you drop a sub if you want to see that. Number 6. If you're an idiot like me, then you also couldn't figure out how to add new ship modules for an embarrassingly long time. I thought that this perhaps was locked behind a skill that I needed to acquire, or maybe blocked by a mission that I hadn't got to further in the game, but this is not the case. After you go and talk to one of the ship's service people at any spaceport, select that you want to view and modify your ships, then use the controls in the bottom right of the screen to select Ship Builder. Now, the part that confused me here for ages was that I couldn't for the life of me figure out where to find a menu here to buy new ship parts. What you actually have to do to make the buttons show up is mind-numbingly simple, but not very obvious. Move your cursor off of the ship so it's not highlighting anything, and the button for edit will now become the button for add, as you can see down at the bottom right. Press this add button and you now get this great menu you can scroll through, full of loads of different ship parts that you can buy and attempt to shove onto your ship. Number 7. Speaking of alternative storage options, in your bedroom at the lodge, there's a safe which has an unlimited storage capacity. It's a great place to store some of your cool items that you maybe don't need access to super regularly, but you don't want to get rid of. Unfortunately, you can't directly access your ship's inventory from here, so if you want to fill it up with loads of your junk from your ship, you're going to have to carry it back and forth or fast travel. Number 8. As with many previous Bethesda games, if you sleep in a bed, you'll get an XP boost. In Starfield, this is a 10% XP boost for 24 in-game hours, and you can view this by opening up the pause menu and checking the status tab. Get in the habit of using beds frequently, and you'll be getting a lot of bonus XP. Number 9. On the subject of sleeping, you can reset a vendor's stock and credits by sleeping or waiting for 24 hours. There are chairs and benches absolutely everywhere in the game, so it's usually pretty easy to find somewhere near a vendor where you can sit down, wait and skip 24 hours and then check them again for the stock that you might need. Number 10. As well as there being books found around the game that will give stat improvements, like in previous Bethesda games, there are also some books that will give you quests or activities by reading them. It's not super obvious which these are, but valuable books about things on Earth, such as this book on Egypt I bought from the bookstore in Aquila City, seem to often give you such quests. If you find a book with a particularly high value or see one in a store, then there's probably something more going on there. Number 11. One last bonus tip for you all that I know has caught out a few people. You don't have to manually fly in and dock with ships or stations up close. If you open your scanner, get within 500 meters of them, and click the interact button like you would for a planet, it will then give you the option to hail or dock with the other ship, and you can then easily get yourself on board and enjoy their warm hospitality. So that's everything for today. I've got another Starfield tips and tricks video already out full of other useful info, so go and check that out if you've not already seen it, and make sure you drop any other spoiler-free tips and tricks that you know about in the comment section down below. I'm planning on doing loads of tips and guides about everything in Starfield over the coming weeks, so if you enjoyed this one, then why not drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Ben, we are the Beard Guys, and I'll see you next time.